Number 76 at the other tackle, Adam Lukashevic. Number 78 at the other tackle, Benjamin Larkin. And number 88 at split end, Jeffrey Cobb. Now, the starting defensive unit for the Fighting Knights under head coach Phil conducted by field directors Nick Erickson and Carrie Haley. Please join in singing.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Knights Field in Oak Creek. It's homecoming night and the crowd is pumped up. Tonight, South Milwaukee comes to town to take on the undefeated Knights. I'm Scott Holler, joined by the executive producer of Blue Knight Productions, Mr. Tom Stott.
How you doing, Scott?
Good. It's good to be back in the booth, Tom. Hopefully we're going to see a good football game tonight.
Well, good to have you back, Scott, and we are going to see a good football game. The Knights are undefeated. They have outscored their opponents 249-14 in 5 games. And I'm looking for them to light it up against South Milwaukee. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree. South Milwaukee comes into tonight's action with a 2-3 overall record, 1-2 in the Southeast Conference. Their first conference win coming last week against Burlington in a real shootout. I think they were on 49-42, I think the final score was. And their other win came against Cudahy. Leading the way for the Knights, as usual, will be the second leading rusher in the area, Jamal Butler. Butler has carried the ball for 1,024 yards already this season in only 5 games, well on his way to the 2,000-yard barrier that many people thought he would get early on in this season. Joining him in the backfield, of course, is the sophomore superstar Brian Calhoun, who has also rushed for 635 yards. Butler has 13 touchdowns, Calhoun 10. We're about ready for the kickoff here.
Tell that girl she's going to have to move. She can't sit there.
Zenoslawski to kick off, and it's a squib. Picked up by South Milwaukee around the 25. Battling, he's brought down, looks like around the 35-yard line.
Well, Scott, let's take a look at the Oak Creek defense. They've been awesome so far this year.
That they have. As you said, only 14 points have been scored against it. Here's the front line: Robert Taylor, Nick Rohr, Matt Hammernick, who was named the homecoming king this afternoon, and Keith Lipka. At the linebackers, you got Josh Carver, Ramon Renfro, and Steve Welch.
Thomas at quarterback.
The defensive backs, Con
Wen.
Mike Wojciechowski, Steve Wykes, and Andy Vogt also in there. First play, and it looks like South Milwaukee stuffed up. Looks like Josh Carver was in there. Carver, the leading tackler on the team a year ago. Looks like South Milwaukee picked up 3 yards on that play. South Milwaukee's featured running back is senior Patrick Osowski, number 21. You'll see him carrying the ball tonight. As we mentioned, Oak Creek ranked number 1 in the area, number 1 in the state by the coaches poll, number 2 by the Milwaukee Journal Sentinel. Here's the handoff. Looks like he stepped up. Matt Hammernick looked like he was in on the play. Quarterbacking for South Milwaukee tonight is senior Matt Thomas, number 12.
And Scott, there we saw the interior defense of the Oak Creek Knights. They've been awesome this year. Last week against Kenosha Tremper, they shut down one of the premier running backs in the area, Jamal Griffith, held him 28 yards. This is the same guy that scored 5 touchdowns against South Milwaukee 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. Griffin went into that game ahead of Butler in the area rushing stats. Butler obviously surpassed him. Here's an option outside, and it's stuffed. Number 6, Andy Vogt, came up to make the tackle on number 17, who was not on my
fourth down for the
roster for South Milwaukee.
I guess as they're punting, kickers can be back farther.
Anyway, Vogt made the play, and it's going to bring up a 4th down for South Milwaukee.
34 Ron to punt.
We got Aaron Riddell back to receive punts. Andy Vogt had been doing that the past couple weeks. Aaron Riddell, a junior, is going to get a chance tonight.
From the 39, South Milwaukee will punt it away. Here comes a big rush, nearly blocked by Josh Carver. Not a good punt. Oak Creek's got to watch out so it doesn't hit him.
Took a South Milwaukee bounce. They got lucky there. And there's one thing the Knights have been excelling at this year at special teams. They blocked 2 punts, numerous pass interceptions, run back 2 kicks for touchdowns, almost 2 others that were brought back within the 10.
Mike Wojciechowski, the key returner for Oak Creek on kickoff returns. He's returned 2 touchdowns, as Tom said, in the last 2 weeks. We're going to take a look now at the offensive starters for Oak Creek, hopefully. And here we go. As I mentioned, Jamal Butler and Brian Calhoun lead the attack, quarterback by Chase McCullough. But here's that line they run behind: Dave Lowing, Leo Dea, Andy Ulrich, Kevin Urban, and Nate Rohr. Quite an impressive line. Here they are: Jamal Butler, Jesse Carver at fullback, the sophomore, Brian Calhoun, a sophomore, and the junior quarterback, Chase McCullough. Here's a quick pitch to Butler. Looking for yards. He's across the 30. Picked up a couple. Chase McCullough's first year at quarterback for the Oak Creek Knights. A first-team all-conference baseball player this past summer, as he helped the baseball team make it to the state tournament for the first time in the school's history. Andy Ulrich leads the team to the line. They deserve a lot of the credit for the running accomplishments of both Butler and Calhoun thus far. Here's Chase. Looks like he gave it up to Carver, maybe.
Jesse Carver is the younger brother of senior linebacker Josh Carver. He's not the big bruising fullback that Oak Creek Knights have featured in the past. He is actually smaller than both the halfbacks, but Coach Bill Morris of the JV told Coach Joe Cook, give him a shot at fullback because he's tough, and he sure is. He's got 2 long touchdown runs so far this year.
And he's got unbelievable speed.
Yes, he will burn you.
He's got a couple of 50-plus touchdowns already this season. 3rd down and 3 for Oak Creek from the 35. And this is going to be Chase on the keeper. Chase is to the outside. Looks like he's going to make it. Chase McCullough is going to score for a touchdown, Oak Creek.
Oh boy, did he get a key block by Brian Calhoun. the last man had a bead on him. Brian Calhoun, with his amazing speed, got in front of him, made the block, and kept his body in front of the blocker so he wouldn't draw that block in the back penalty.
A 65-yard scamper by Chase McCullough, and Oak Creek is out to a 6-0 lead. Zenolofsky to try the extra point. It's fumbled. McCullough gonna throw it pretty much away. So a botched extra point, and we're looking at a score of 6-0.
Scott, let's take a look at the instant replay of that touchdown. There,
all right,
it's
here we
wide
go.
open around the end.
Let's see if we can pick up the block by Brian Calhoun.
Watch
here.
number 2, Brian Calhoun.
At the bottom of your screen, there he is. Watch this block.
Nice block.
Chase Scampers.
Look, he knows it.
Touchdown. Beautiful way to start the ball game. That play occurred on a 3rd and 3 for Oak Creek. Chase saw the opening, took advantage of it for, I believe, the longest run of the season.
That's his longest run. I think his longest touchdown run had been 22 yards against Horlick in the first game.
I think that is that only his 2nd rushing touchdown of the season?
I believe so.
He had one in the first game, I know, against Racine Horlick. A game that Oak Creek was really supposed to be tested, and they walked away with a 49-0 win.
Yes, that was it. Nice start to the season.
They shut down Tony Stouse, who's the area's #1 passer. They held him scoreless. Zenolofsky to kick it off here. 8:21 left in the first quarter.
Ostrowski and Swan, the deep receiver.
And here we go. Pretty good line drive kick. Looking for Oseen.
Swan returns the kickoff.
Looks like he's brought down around the 28 or
Stop
so.
made by number 1, Nguyen.
Number 22, Matt Belter of the Rockets, is their best return man. Coach Joe Cook ordered the kicker, Georgie, to keep him low, keep him line drive, so they can deny the big return. We got a full house tonight.
Yeah, homecoming night.
Overflow. There's people sitting down on the grass by the scoreboard. Maybe we can get a shot of those people later during a break in the action. We got a lot of people here tonight.
Okay, let's pick up the action at the 28-yard line of South Milwaukee. Thomas the pass, and it's through the hands of his intended receiver, Nick Kehoe. Pretty good pass by Thomas on that play, Tom.
Yeah, nice throw. He had him open.
Run.
I think Mike Wojciechowski guessed wrong on the route.
Yeah. As you mentioned earlier, Tom, we probably won't be seeing the services of Stan Bates tonight.
No, he hurt his knee against Racine Park 3 weeks ago, and they're not taking any chances. Steve Wykes, number 20, has filled in, done a nice job. Hit an interception last week.
There's a run up the middle by South Milwaukee. I believe that was Osowski. Picked up a couple of yards.
Lipka and Taylor on the stop. Ostrowski, the ball carrier.
Lipka, a Division I prospect, is what's going around. Quite a few have actually already come out of Oak Creek. And there's a couple on this team that could also be joining those guys that are already up there. We'll talk about those guys later.
Yeah, we'll talk about Keith a little later.
Meanwhile, 3rd and 4 here, 34-yard line. Here's Thomas. Hands off.
Osowski on the hands.
It's going to be close.
Osowski, the ball carrier again.
Maybe not that close.
51, Robert Taylor, the tackler on the play.
Robert Taylor in on the tackle again. That defensive line is tough, as you mentioned.
They are tough. They have a sophomore, Nick Rohr, who has just been destroying the inside running game of teams.
Yeah. So South Milwaukee will punt from the 35. And they just get it off again, and this one is pretty much straight up. It's going to take not much of a bounce at all.
And that's about a 13-yard punt, Scott.
And Oak Creek is going to get the ball in South Milwaukee territory to start their second drive of the ball game.
49-yard line.
The 49 to be exact. .6:58 remaining in the opening quarter. Homecoming night here at Oak Creek. As I mentioned earlier, Matt Hammernick, defensive end for the Knights, was named the homecoming king this afternoon at the Pep Assembly. And the queen is Christine Woyak. Queen, did I say king? Queen Christine Woyak. Congratulations to both of them. Here's Chase, giving to Calhoun.
Number 2, Brian Calhoun, the ball carrier.
Calhoun up the middle, maybe
Brought
got
by
2.
number 52, Benjamin Pavlik.
They give him credit for 3. It'll bring up a 2nd down and 7. Calhoun's first carry of the night.
I was talking to Leo Day, who plays on the offensive line. He plays guard number 54. He expects Brian Calhoun to have a good day because South Milwaukee's been looking to shut down Oak Creek's premier running back, number 5, Jamal Butler.
Yeah, Oak Creek has been very successful in the last 3 years with their backfields. A couple of years ago, you had John Nolan, Jason Augustinowitz. Last year, Jamal and Todd O'Dale, Lee's brother.
You guys aren't going to be coming in and out either.
And this year, of course, Calhoun and Jamal Butler. Jesse Carver was the ball carrier again on that play.
Jesse Carver, the ball carrier.
Jesse
34, Michael
Jesse
Ron,
picked up 5 on that carry.
3rd down and 2.
3rd down and 2.
As you can.
No nonsense attack as usual for the Knights. Pound the ball up the middle.
There's that overflow crowd sitting down in the end zone. I guess that seat's as good as any.
That's the majority of the South Milwaukee crowd, I believe, Tom. South
That's so they
Milwaukee
don't have
fans.
so far to go at home at halftime, I suppose.
3rd down and 2 from the 42. Oh, little mix-up on the handoff. Looked like Chase had a hard time
Jesse Carver.
handing it off to Carver. Carver's going to be close to a 1st down. He's going to be a little bit short, I think.
71, Tomasa, the tackler.
Tom,
4th and 2.
Cook's going to go for it here, I believe, in this situation.
At 4th and 1. Look for Joe Cook to bring defensive players like Josh Carver and Robert Taylor into the backfield for these short yardage, especially when they're inside the 5.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. This is a big play early on. 4th down and 2 officially. McCullough, he gives it to Calhoun, and he's stuffed. I don't think he got it.
No, I think he was denied. I think he missed it by about a half yard.
Stopped short of the 1st down.
So Creek
South Milwaukee
fails
takes
to
over.
take advantage
Number 30, Sikowski,
of the poor
tackler.
punt by South Milwaukee. They had the ball on South Milwaukee's 49. They were only able to advance it to the 41. South Milwaukee will come back out offensively and try to get something going. I expect South Milwaukee to maybe take a chance in the air again here.
They do expect him to throw.
Thomas had his receiver on that first drive. Just didn't catch it. So here we go. Looks like a handoff here. Thomas running the... Oh. Stuffed up at the line. Josh Carver in there.
He's the leading tackler in Oak Creek football history.
32, J.M. Williams.
And that's some pretty good company considering the
25, Josh
caliber of the
Carver,
players that
tackler.
have played over here in the last couple of years on defense.
Yes, he's a good one.
Pickup of 2 on that play. Carver, a player to watch by the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel. Keep an eye on him. He'll get some postseason accolades, as will most of the guys on this defense. Thomas rolling out the pass.
He's got a man wide open.
He's got a guy. Oh, and he can't look it in.
There's a blown coverage there. He was wide open. Somebody missed him.
A beautiful pass by Thomas.
Covering on the play.
Number 17 was the intended receiver, who we do not have on our program for some reason.
And if you're South Milwaukee, you hate to blow chances like that against Oak Creek team that's been averaging over 40 points a game.
That's 2 passes that, should have been caught. 2 nicely thrown balls by Thomas.
That wasn't his fault.
And against a team like Oak Creek, Tom, as you said, you have got to make that play if you want to stay in the ball game. Carver blitzing. Here's Thomas. There's a fumble. Fumble caused by Lipka. Thomas was able to fall back on it. A big stuff. Keith Lipka read that all the way, Tom.
Keith Lipka's a player that really opened a lot of eyes in the last year's state championship football game when he had 10 solo tackles. He had 2 rather ordinary games to start off the season, but he's really turned it on the past 3 games.
And let's hope he can have another incredible game at the state game again this year.
Oh, I like to see that.
So South Milwaukee will punt for the 3rd time.
Look out.
Carver again. That's 33 times he has come inches away. Nice moves. Nice moves by Rydell. He advances it up to about the 39-yard line of Oak Creek.
Osowski and Kehoe in on the
You
stop.
gotta figure Josh Carver's gonna get there one of these times.
1st and 10 Knights on their own 39-yard line.
Well, let's see if the Knights can move the ball a little better here. Look for a quick pitch to Butler outside to start things off. Only 1 carry thus far for Butler for 4 yards.
Right, Jesse Carver's been seeing a lot of action in the beginning of the game.
Carver, the ball carrier again.
Jesse Carver.
Looks like he picked up about 3.
4 on the play.
3, they'll officially give him 4. Every time I try to guess what they give him a yard more. Second and 6 for Oak Creek. Chase brings his troops to the line. This is Brian Calhoun. He's across the 45. Going to be a couple yards short of the first down.
71, Homasa, the tackler.
The rest of the starting offense includes tight end Ben Castle. And the usual starter at split end is
Joe Jaskulski.
Joe Jaskulski. Thank you, Tom.
Jesse Banya, number 81, he and number 84, Jaskowski, switch off. They rotate the plays in to the quarterback.
Here's another big 3rd and 3 for the Knights. This is Butler. He's going to have the first down. Running hard up the middle is Jamal Butler. Looks like he picked up about 6 on that play.
Jamal Butler had a big game against South Milwaukee last year. He had 3 touchdowns. The one big thing I've noticed, the one big difference I've noticed between the Jamal Butler of last year and the Jamal Butler of this year is he is running over people this year.
Yeah, a lot stronger. And believe it or not, when you watch your TV sets, he is only a junior. The entire backfield will be back next year. So get used to seeing a lot of points scored. This is Calhoun. Didn't look like he had a very good grip on that ball coming out of the backfield.
Calhoun, the ball carrier.
Brian picked up about 2 yards.
Number 7.
Brian Calhoun does not have a lot of experience. He's kind of in the same position that Jamal Butler was in last year.
Yeah.
But that'll come. He's fast, and with that line, look out. Looks like we're closing on the end of the first quarter. About a minute and a half left.
Tom, it looks like Stan Bates is split wide to the left.
I guess Stan's knee's okay.
And he's going to get an action right away.
Oh, he's wide open.
Chase is
there. You go.
Stan Bates is in for the touchdown. Oh, what a pass by Chase McCullough. And he is having a game right off the bat. McCullough has contributed 2 touchdowns, 1 throwing, 1 passing. Tom, did you catch the distance on that pass?
Yeah, that was about a 55-yarder.
Oh, what a beautiful pass by Chase McCullough.
Well, welcome back to the lineup, Stan.
Exactly. I believe that was the first play he checked into the ball game, and there was a reason. They went up top, and a beautifully placed ball by Chase. Looks like Oak Creek's going for 2 here, Tom. Something we haven't seen in a couple weeks.
Want to get 14 on him.
I think it's...
No signal yet.
No signal yet.
Nope, they missed.
Butler stopped short of the goal line.
The handoff was to Butler, and he was stopped short, so Oak Creek denied once again of extra points. And it's 12-0.
Let's take a look at that touchdown by Stan Bates. We take a look. I'll pause it right here. You can see he's wide open.
Good separation from the defender, and Bates takes it in.
That's Wednesday, December 1st, the Oak Creek Senior High School football banquet. Also, the quarterback club is running.
Chase just hung that ball up there and let Stan go get it, Tom.
Yep. You mentioned the going for 2, something that we haven't seen much this year. I think one of the best things that has happened to the Oak Creek Knights has been the addition of kicker number 26, Urim Zenelovsky, who's called Georgie because it's rather difficult to say Urim Zenelovsky. So he's known affectionately around the team as Georgie, former soccer player. Never really played football before, but he can kick the ball.
And you are right. That is something the last 2 state teams have missed, is a kicker. There's been times in both those championship games when, you know, they could have put points on the board with a field goal, but were forced to go for 4th and long situations because they didn't have a field goal kicker. Zenelovsky's kicks a squibbler. South Milwaukee's yet to pick it up. Now they do.
Uh-oh.
And Almost. Looks like we got a face mask coming in.
Turns the kickoff.
Late flag on the play. My guess is going to be a face
Penalty
mask.
I
flag
think you're
thrown
right,
on the
Steve.
play.
Scott.
26
Bill.
Thanks, Tim.
Whatever you say, John.
There's some of the crowd. It is jam-packed here tonight.
It's about as full as I've seen the place.
Yeah, there are people standing up along the fence.
Of course, with crosstown rival South Milwaukee, they're going to bring a nice contingent of their fans.
Right. Like you said, most of them may not be around at halftime, but we'll have to see on that. 2 years ago, South Milwaukee gave Oak Creek a pretty decent game at South Milwaukee. The final score was 22-0 in the pouring rain. It was only 8-0 at halftime. That was the first year Oak Creek went to the state tournament. And then last year, I'm not exactly sure what the score was.
49-3.
49-3. So they've had quite a bit of success against South Milwaukee the last couple of years. Here's a hand up the middle. That defensive line is just stuffing it.
Osowski, the ball carrier.
Osowski, the ball carrier again for South Milwaukee.
You cannot run off the middle against this team right now. And if you try the corners, their speed in the defensive backfield is just incredible. It's probably the best defensive backfield they've had in the past 2 or 3 years.
South Milwaukee, if I'm them, I go back to the air. I mean, they 2 passes, 2 plays that should have been caught, and would have been great yardage for them. 2nd down and 9.
This is a throwing down.
Run right up the middle.
Osowski on the handoff.
Pretty good pickup for Osowski. He's going to be short of a first down.
Carver.
Looks like South Milwaukee wants to get, they're hustling a little bit. They want to get the play off before the end of the first quarter. Less than 20 seconds left. Let's see if they can do it.
I think that's been South Milwaukee's longest play from scrimmage, the 7-yard run.
Under 10 seconds to go. Let's see if they can get this off. They're not going to do it, Tom. That'll end the first quarter. So at the end of the first quarter, one that went by pretty quick, and has seen some big plays from the Oak Creek offense, in particular, Chase McCullough.
He's having a great game so far.
Fans, the quarterback club is once again sponsoring
a 65-yard scamper on the first drive, and then a touchdown pass to Stan Bates that was around 55 yards.
Tickets are $1 each.
Hey, Scott, why don't we take a look at what goes on before the game? People coming early to celebrate homecoming here at Oak Creek, and here's some scenes that students recorded earlier. You got the old van all decorated.
I believe that's Ryan Granlin's van. A lot of tailgate. Tailgate has become very popular here at Oak Creek. There's a bunch of the numbers on the window supporting the players. And you see our cameraman in the window there.
Hey, I think he locked his keys in the car.
That's not funny to joke about. Okay, we're about set for action again. Gonna be 3rd and 3 for South Milwaukee. Here we go. Quick pass by Thomas. They're gonna have the first down, I believe. It's a pretty nice play right there. Tight end quick pops off.
Joe Cook in his pregame meeting told the defense to expect 4 or 5 of those pop passes, as he called them. They say if the tight end catches it, make sure they give him a little something to remember him by.
The ball at the Oak Creek 40. Second quarter just underway here. 12-0 Oak Creek. It's homecoming night. Thomas gives up the middle.
We got a fumble.
Fumble on the play.
Recovered by South Milwaukee.
South Milwaukee was able to pounce on it.
88 pop on the recovery.
Looks like Osowski was the ball carrier.
2nd down.
Tom, we talked about some of the great players that have come out of Oak Creek High School. A couple of them playing Division I, a couple one in Division II, and some Division III players. One of those players is from last year's team. As I almost lose my mic. Here's Thomas back to pass. He's getting chased. Hammer to giving chase. Dives and may have tripped him up.
Thomas forced out of bounds by Hammernick.
Yeah, Hammernick gave chase, forced Thomas out of bounds.
Loss of 4 on the play.
Tom, there's a couple of players you'd like to talk about. I think maybe a couple of microphone difficulty there. We're back. It's gonna be 3rd and 12 for South Milwaukee. Thomas, quick pass outside. That is not gonna get much yardage.
Nice play by Mike Wojciechowski. He wasn't going to give the receiver any room to run.
No, it was not. Joe Cook has produced a number of Division I players that include 3 players that play for the Minnesota Gophers now: John Michaels, Dyron Russ, and a 99 graduate Dan Getluski. Also, of course, the State Player of the Year in '97, Jake Sprague, and Mike Boltner, who I graduated with in '98.
Nobody back for the Knights. They're going to let this one bounce.
It's going to get in the end zone. And also, Mike Boltner plays at Central Michigan.
Open the drive on their own 20-yard line.
Cook has produced his share of Division I, and as we mentioned, Jamal Butler, a potential another Division I player for Oak Creek, as well as Keith Lipka.
Yep. Nick Rohr.
Nick Rohr, only a
who's
sophomore.
Twice as big as he was last year, and about 20% faster.
A couple other players that are playing collegiately right now from Oak Creek. Jared Goes plays at Division II St. Cloud State. A handful of Division III players, including 98 linebacker Ken Zastro, who plays at Carthage College now. Jason Augustinowitz, who had a huge game a couple weeks ago, scored 3 touchdowns for St. Norbert.
Good for him.
Thank you.
Bob Anderson, who I believe graduated in '96, plays at Stout, receiver for Stout. And here's a pitch to Calhoun outside. Not much there.
2, Calhoun.
And a couple of players, a couple of former students of yours playing at Oshkosh now from last year's team, Mike Gaynor and Noah Paquin.
Yep.
So a lot of success coming out of the Oak Creek football program. And that's, a lot of that can be attributed to Joe Cook, but also to the players' dedication and getting in the weight room in the offseason and really bust their butt.
Yeah, they do. South Milwaukee's been doing a good job at shutting down the Oak Creek running game. You got to give them some credit. They only gave up that big run to Chase McCullough in the first quarter.
You're absolutely right. 2nd and 7 here. There might have been a fumble on that play. I think there was.
Fumble on the play, recovered by South Milwaukee.
Wow. Couldn't exactly tell. Looked
Number
like
86,
Chase
Doug Francis on the recovery.
could not decide if he was going to hand that off to Carver or somehow the snap got messed up there.
Good, I heard you that.
Great.
We're back, and South Milwaukee is stuffed up at the line once again.
The ball carrier.
Osowski, the ball carrier for South Milwaukee.
55, Lipka, the tackler.
Lipka in on
Second
the tackle.
down.
Any more people out there?
Nobody's been inside the Knights' 20 since Racine Park scored a touchdown on them 3 weeks ago.
South Milwaukee is at the 20 right now. 8 minutes to go in the first half. Thomas keeps it outside.
Lipka missed the
Thomas
tackle.
on the keeper.
Con Wen
Forced
came
out of
up to make the
bounds by
play.
Wen with help from Wojciechowski.
Well, Scott, we'll be later in the game choosing our Pop-Tart player of the game.
It's become quite a tradition here at Blue Knights Television.
Yes, we decided we had to choose between a new motorcycle or the Pop-Tarts, and a lot of the players say, I'll take the Pop-Tarts.
And ladies and gentlemen,
Had a bit of a power outage, but we're still on.
a power outage has just occurred directly behind us.
I don't know if you can notice on your screen, but several of the stadium lights on the grandstand part of the field have gone out.
That may come into play in this ball game. The field is obviously less lit. The refs are going to continue playing the game. We just heard a sudden pop. Look behind us, and one section of the lights have gone out.
I'm just glad we didn't go off.
It's a 4th down and 3 for South Milwaukee on the 13. It's a keeper.
I think he got it.
I think he did as well. Thomas, the ball carrier.
Thomas on the keeper. First down, South Milwaukee.
South Milwaukee with a first down. And is this going to be first down and goal to go? First and 10 from the 10.
I believe they have to score a touchdown here.
Yeah. Quick handoff up the middle. South Milwaukee is in for the touchdown.
Touchdown,
Strong
South Milwaukee.
running up
Number
the middle.
32, J.M. Williams on the run.
J.M. Williams, the fullback, just kept powering his way up the middle. And he got a first down.
Grab the red cord. Grab the red cord.
South Milwaukee's going to go for 2 here. (12-6). Quick pitch outside. And he is in for the 2-point conversion.
2-point conversion, the score.
The pitch to Osowski, he gets in, and it's 12-8. 6 minutes and 15 seconds left in the first half.
Well, we got 6 minutes to halftime, and there's going to be quite a halftime show. The Oak Creek Marching Knights, the band will be performing, and the Oak Creek Palms will be performing a number. So stay tuned. We'll bring you all that action in the comfort of your home.
Tom, South Milwaukee has got to be pumped up on the sideline, just knowing that, I mean, they're only within 4 points of Oak Creek.
Wojciechowski and Rydell, the deep
You know,
receivers
this could be a tie game if they don't drop that pass in the first quarter.
They could be winning this game if they don't drop that pass. And it doesn't help that one of the lights went out right behind us.
35
Look for South Milwaukee to not kick to Mike Wojciechowski, who has burned several teams with 2 long kickoff returns for touchdowns.
Tom, how much of a... Yeah, and there it is. There's a scribbler.
They're letting it go to Wojciechowski.
Woj has got it. Woj is looking to get to the outside. He goes up the middle. A nice return by Woj. Got to about the 38. Tom, how much of a factor do you think these lights that went out behind us is going to play down on the field?
Well, from what I've noticed, it's really only dark in the stands. It doesn't appear to be that dark on the field. Of course, you can't really tell without being on the field. You'd have to talk to the receivers. It looks like Andy Ulrich, the center for the Knights, is really trying to get the line fired up. They want to quickly respond to this South Milwaukee touchdown.
Well, you and I were talking before the game, and you know, we expected 50 points from the Knights as usual, as we mentioned. 6 minutes left in the first half, only 12 points. This is going to be Calhoun dancing forward. He's
Number
brought
2,
down
Brian Calhoun, the ball carrier.
after a small pickup.
He got about 4 or 5, I think.
2nd and 6.
That's number 99, Buddy Jost, a 6'4" wide receiver checking in.
Interesting statistic to pass along. Only 2 carries so far for Jamal Butler, while Brian Calhoun has carried 5 times. They do like to mix it up, however. This is going to be Jamal. Jamal exploding to the outside. He needs a block. Cut back. Brought down around the 42. What a 20-yard pickup by Butler.
I think Buddy Jost missed a downfield blocker. It would have been off to the races for Jamal.
One more block, and you're right, he was gone. They spot the ball at the 41. We're going to say a pick up a 20 on the play. How's that sound? Works for me. Works for my statistician over here.
At Z on stats. Ron Zarno.
McCullough gives to Calhoun. Calhoun driving the legs. Picked
Number
up
2,
a few.
Calhoun, the ball carrier.
Gonna bring up a second down for the Knights.
Number 10, Swan, the tackler.
As you mentioned earlier, Oak Creek ranked number 1 in the area, obviously. Ranked number 1 in the state by the Coaches Association. The Coaches poll ranks them number 1, with Marshfield second in the state. However, the Journal Sentinel continues to rank Marshfield ahead of Oak Creek. What do you think about that, Tom?
Well, I guess I'd have to agree with Joe Cook, who doesn't put a lot of stock in rankings.
Yeah. There's Butler up the middle, driving the legs. That's going to be a first down.
Well, one thing I've heard him tell the players is that you're only as good as the team you're playing. And the best team, you know, in the state is the team you're playing, because they're the ones that can. They're the only ones that have a chance to beat you, is the team you're playing.
Very well put. Yeah, Butler sure does drive through that line strong this year. You talked about it earlier, and he was quick to get to the outside last year, but he's going up the middle a lot this season.
Yes, he is.
And that's good to see. College scouts like to see that. I mean, he obviously has the speed. Here's Bates at the bottom of your screen. McCullough's going to keep it. Chase McCullough fighting forward.
Number 4, McCullough, and the keeper.
On first down. Let's see what they give him.
17, Osowski, the tackler.
Well, Creek putting together a nice drive right here, Tom.
Yeah, Chase McCullough is becoming a lot more confident as a runner. He's short, which you think may be a deficit, but in the run-orientated offense of the Knights, it's actually, I think, kind of an advantage, because he's hard to see behind the line. And if you can't see him, you don't know where he's going. Whether he's got the ball, he's pitching the ball, he's handing the ball off. And then he'll burn you with the pass like he did with Stan Bates.
Yeah, he's got a beautiful pass. Here's Butler. Tripped up. He's going to have another first down, however.
This is a very methodical drive put together by the Knights.
Distributing the ball well.
Ball is on the yard line of South Milwaukee.
Josh Carver going to check into the ball game now at fullback.
Josh Carver scored a touchdown 2 weeks ago against the Bradford Red Devils in that 62-0 rout here at Knights Field.
Josh is one of the. I've been watching Oak Creek football for a while, Tom, and Josh Carver is probably the hardest hitter that I've seen. Here's a pitch to Butler. Carver leading the way, and Jamal Butler's in for the touchdown. Oh, and the crowd likes that.
Now that was all offensive line. They really took it to the defensive line of the South Milwaukee Rockets.
Leo Dea fired up after that run, as he usually is. Always down there right in the middle of things, congratulating the running back. As we get the replay set for you, that is Butler's 14th touchdown of the season.
Well, we'll get you a replay of that right after this extra point attempt. It's like they're going for 2 again. 3 minutes left in the half.
18-8 right now. McCullough pitches to Butler. Fighting his way. It's going to be short.
For the 2-point
Oak Creek
conversion.
0 for 3 now. On extra point attempts, the extra point attempt kicking-wise was muffed, and now that their 2 attempts at a 2-point conversion have been stuffed as well.
All right, here we go. Let's freeze this for now. Let's freeze this. And take a look at the offensive line surge on this run by Jamal Butler. Just a little quick pitch. That is devastating blocking. I could have scored on that play.
As I mentioned, Josh Carver checked into the ball game for that specific play. He led a big charge as well, you can bet. Well, 18-8 is your score with 3 minutes left in the first half of this homecoming football game. Zenilowski set to kick it off. That's a line drive.
You didn't run.
Steve Welch and a number of Oak Creek players in on the tackle. Tom looked like the returner caught the ball and just kind of stood there right there.
Yeah, a little hesitation. Takes me back to my old high school football days. First game, first kickoff, kicked it right to me. I thought maybe if I could juke a few of them, I wouldn't get killed. Well, I got killed, and the coach said, when you get the ball, just run straight ahead. Don't stop.
Tom, thus far,
34-yard line.
our statistician Ron has Jamal Butler with 61 yards on 6 carries. Right around his average. Here's Thomas keeping it. Fakes a pitch, holds onto it. Josh Carver makes the tackle.
25, Josh Carver, the tackler. With help from Lipka, number 55.
You know, one nice thing about the two halfback attack of the Oak Creek Knights is that, you know, every carry that Calhoun or Butler gets is a carry that the other one doesn't have to make. So they take less of a beating through a long season, which, you know, if you go to the state playoffs, can last 14 games. That's almost a NFL season.
Yeah. Here's Thomas. Hammernick pursuing him from the backside.
Thomas on the keeper.
Coach Joe Cook told the defense, and told Matt Hammernick specifically that he expects South Milwaukee to run away from Keith Lipka and run at Matt Hammernick, and I think Hammer's been doing a good job.
Hammernick's putting together a fine season early on, as is most of this defense that we talked about. Hard to find someone who's not doing a great job on defense when you've only given up 14 points in 5 games. There's a quick pitch outside. They got the first down.
South Milwaukee's going to have to hurry. They have a minute 40 left. I believe they have all their timeouts.
It is a first down.
First down, South Milwaukee.
Another tackle by Josh Carver.
They may open it up right here. Look for a long pass. Taking their time getting the play in, however.
Ref winds the clock, and we are counting down from 1 minute and 40 seconds left in the first half.
Ball on the 44-yard line of South Milwaukee. Thomas does hand off again. Interesting call there. Stuffed up at the line, maybe got a yard.
South Milwaukee doesn't seem to really be hurrying.
No. And that's kind of interesting because
98, Nick Rohr,
any kind of
the
points here,
tackler
I'm not
play.
sure exactly of South Milwaukee's field goal unit, but some points on the board are definitely going to be needed.
I mean,
as Oak Creek's going to get the ball to start the second half, correct?
Yes, they did. They deferred. They won the toss, deferred, and they will take the ball.
See if we see a pass here. 2nd and 9. Thomas, huh?
Nope,
He's running the option, the outside, and he is. Oh, he got it away.
Pitch off.
Beautiful pitch.
That play is going to go out of bounds and stop the clock. 40 seconds left here.
I thought Lipka had him wrapped up, but he got it away somehow.
Well, Lipka did his job on the option. It's the defensive end's job to hit the quarterback no matter what happens.
Ladies and gentlemen, you can probably see in the top portion of your screen the, well, no you can't, the big blue signs that hang out behind the bench of the Oak Creek Knights. 1982 state quarterfinalists, the 1997 state champion finalists, the 1998 state champion finalists. Looking to make it a 3rd trip in a row, and hopefully get one up there that says just 1999 state champion.
That would be nice.
Run up the middle.
32.
Tom, it doesn't appear South Milwaukee's
carrier.
really concerned about getting to the end zone here before halftime.
Well, they're at the night 48, which is, if you're playing Oak Creek's defense, that's not bad field position.
No.
You think they might take one shot at the end zone.
As you mentioned, South Milwaukee's drive where they were inside the 20 was only the 2nd time a team's been inside Oak Creek's.
And
20.
the only reason they got there is because of Oak Creek fumble,
right.
his turnover that they converted.
1st and 10.
Here we go.
Fake pass. Now he's going deep.
Look.
And
nice play by Mike Wojciechowski. Tipped it away at the last minute.
Thomas's pass incomplete.
Beautiful play by Woj.
Intended for number 16.
Another shot of the jam-packed
stands
stands here tonight.
Now, number 16, Lucas Belter of the Rockets, has about 4 inches on Mike Wojciechowski, but Mike Wojciechowski can really leap, and he knocked that away at the last minute.
Woj had excellent coverage. As you said, he turned around at the last second, found the ball, and made a beautiful play.
He had a great pick last week against Tremper. No, I'm sorry, 2 weeks ago against Bradford.
12 seconds left in the first half. Thomas trying to get back,
Here's Keith Lipka.
and Thomas just throws that one away. Lipka and Rohr in there, as well as Hammernick.
Thomas's pass
Well, we have
is
6
complete.
seconds left, so they're going to get another shot here. Again, at halftime, we're going to be bringing you the performance of the Oak Creek Knights Marching Band, who will be doing the music from the Star Wars movies. And we'll also be bringing you the Oak Creek Palms, who will be performing a routine for you. I believe it's Palms first and then the band.
Yeah. Can't really figure out why South Milwaukee has waited so long to all of a sudden go into the air. There's a handoff, and that's stuffed.
That's
Josh
gonna do
Carver in there again.
32 Williams. The ball
That will
carrier.
end the
Josh
first
Carver,
half
tackler. That's
of the
the first half.
1999
The score,
homecoming game from Oak Creek.
Milwaukee, 8.
Your score, 18 for the Oak Creek Knights and 8 for South Milwaukee. We will bring you the coverage of the band and Palms at halftime.
Coach Cook talking to his team on the sidelines. You know, the Knights, you know, it's only, I mean,
Please
18 to
welcome
8,
the
and
1999
you're thinking,
Oak
oh,
Creek
what's
Senior High
wrong?
School Pom-Pom squad.
The bottom line is they're leading. And if you come out with a W, no matter how you come out with the win, it's a win.
Well, Coach Cook told him not to take this team lightly. And I think that last drive where the Knights went in for the score, the offensive line really took charge.
That maybe woke them up a little bit. The line got charged up, realized they had to get it done.
Well, we're going to go off the air. We'll be back in about 20 minutes with the second half. Meanwhile, enjoy the performances by the Oak Creek Pom-Poms and the Oak Creek Band.
Please welcome the Oak Creek Marching Band. This show is dedicated to all the chaperones, parent helpers, working behind the scenes, moms and dads, and the pit crew men and black. Stay with you.
All right, welcome back. We're about ready to start the second half. Your score 18-8, Oak Creek on top. Kind of unexpected turn events early on, only 18 points scored in the first half. Let's recap the scoring for you real quick. Knights got on top first on a 65-yard touchdown run by Chase McCullough. They followed that up with a 55-yard touchdown pass to Stan Bates from McCullough. South Milwaukee answered back with a 10-yard touchdown run by Jaem Williams, their fullback. And Jamal Butler tacked on his 14th touchdown of the season on a 20-yard touchdown run. As I mentioned, Oak Creek has been unable to convert on two-point conversions, 2 of those, and they botched an extra point attempt. I have been joined in the booth by one half of the K&K connection from last year. Mr. Kevin DeWitt has joined myself up in the booth. Kevin, good to have you.
It's good to be had.
All right, we're getting set for the second half. Our executive producer, Tom Stock, he'll stop back up later on. Kevin's going to fill in for a while here.
Oh, it's just like the good old days, let me tell you.
In case some of you don't know, I was the announcer for the 97 Oak Creek Knights football team. Kevin was one half of the announcers for the 98 season for the Oak Creek Knights. Both teams made it to the state tournament. Here's the kick. And wrapped up and around the 37. Who is that?
22.
That's Rydell. Not a bad return by Rydell. As we mentioned earlier in the broadcast, South Milwaukee kicking away from Woj tonight because they know of his big play potential.
But Rydell's got the speed to do some damage himself.
Yes, he does. Yeah, either way, you can't go wrong. Woj has been successful as of late. Oak Creek will start from the 37, 1st and 10 to open up the second half. McCullough gives it to Butler, right up the middle. Butler running strong.
Number 5, Butler, the ball carrier.
Looks like he picked up around 8 there, Kevin.
Yeah, he puts his head down and drives right through the middle of that line there.
Tom and I were discussing earlier. Last year, Butler liked to go outside a lot. This year, they're running him right up the middle. And you would probably know it best. You watched most of the games last year.
It seems that Oak Creek has alternated over the past 3 years. 2 years ago, when you used to call, they used to go up the middle a lot with Noel and Augie.
Yeah.
Last year, they opted to go outside a little more because they had the speed.
A little more speed, yeah. With O'Dea, as we mentioned, and, of course, Butler. Here's Chase. Carver's going to keep it, and he's going to be close to a first down. We might need a measure. Oh, was that Butler, the ball carrier? Thought it was Carver.
We're going to hand off to Butler.
Looks
it
like
was
it's
Butler.
a little short.
It was Butler. It's going to be about a yard short. Then I'll bring up a 3rd and 1. Yeah, one key drive in that first half was South Milwaukee punted, and Oak Creek got possession at South Milwaukee's 49, and they went 4 and out. And that could have been that was a big momentum swing for South Milwaukee. The measurement is, well, we don't have the actual shot for you there. There we go. Well, you got the end of it. They're a couple inches short. That's going to be 3rd down.
Thinking probably a handoff right to the fullback Carver. Just pound it in there.
Yeah.
I'm sure that South Milwaukee got quite a pep talk during the halftime, sticking this close to Oak Creek.
Hey, and they're right in this ball game. No reason for them not to be fired up. Crosstown rival. Not only a crosstown rival, but also the #1 team in the state in many people's mind. One of the top teams in the Midwest. According to a Fox Sports Net poll today, Tom mentioned he saw Oak Creek was ranked 15th in the Midwest. Other reports, have them in the top 10, and just a lot of respect for this program right now. Here's a big 3rd down. It's the Butler, the moneymaker, right up the middle, and he's gone. Jamal Butler. No flags on the play. Touchdown, Jamal Butler.
Sweet sassy Molassie. He put his head down, kept those feet going, and he scored.
47 yards on the score for Butler. His 2nd of the ball game. And that run, Kevin, put Jamal over the 100-yard marker for the game. Nothing unusual there.
Once he bounces outside, there's not too many people in this conference that can catch him.
Yeah, you're right about that. One of the top prospects in the state. Probably the best running back in the state. Only trails Elkhorn's Chris Beaver in yardage. Setting up the replay for you here. Oak Creek's going for 2 again. They're 0 for 2 so far on 2-point conversions. McCullough, he's going to keep it. Rolling to the left. Now he throws, and he's got his man. That's the tight end, Ben Casso. And let's take a look at that replay. The touchdown run by Butler. Gets through the line, and good night. No chance of catching Jamal once he hits the outside. He lets the crowd know that he's number one.
The pot has grown to over $900.
An excellent two-point conversion completed by McCullough. Looked like he wanted to keep it, Kevin. Then at the last second, he found Ben Casso all alone in the back of the end zone. Good to see Oak Creek capitalize now. Let's hopefully defense can make a stop and they can continue to roll in the points here. 26-8. Your score with 10 minutes and 30 seconds left in the third quarter.
Guaranteed these Knights are fired up after going into halftime with only a 10-point lead. I'm sure Joe Cook had a nice talking to him, and they're going to come out playing hard now.
You can bet that. Stanilovsky's kick, a squibbler. South Milwaukee fumbles it out of bounds. They're going to spot this around the 25, it appears. Zanilovsky's been squibbing them, much to
the Rockets will take over on their own.
Much the way Coach Cook wanted him to do this, as Tom talked about earlier. Keep it away from South Milwaukee's kick returners, not let them make a big play.
Cook usually opts to kick the squib.
Yeah.
Try to prevent that big run back that can do some damage here.
I've been impressed with Zanilovsky's leg. I saw him at the Horlick game kicking field goals from about 35, 40 yards away.
Yeah, he's definitely a good find for the Oak Creek Knights.
And Thomas goes down by Matt Hammernick.
Brought down from behind by number 9, Matt Hammernick.
That's going to be a loss. So a loss of a yard on the play. Matt Hammernick has really stepped it up this season. That defensive line has done an incredible job. And they're going to need them in the playoffs. You know how tough it is in the playoffs, Kevin.
Last year, defense won that. I think most of their playoff games.
Yeah. Thomas back to pass. Here comes Hammernick. He completes it over the middle. About 6 Oak Creek defenders there. They stand up the receiver. Hammernick applying pressure again to Thomas.
That was Jeffrey Poff that caught it for the Rockets.
Number 20, Steve White, the tackler.
White's giving credit for the official tackle.
Getting back to that point you were talking about earlier, Oak Creek is very well known around the state. Since I've been gone, I've heard nothing but positive talk about the Oak Creek Knights from people from all around the state.
Yeah, and it's a tradition that continues to grow, Kevin. It's the work of the past 2 years teams that has really led to this team being rated so high in the Midwest. And here comes Matt Hammernick.
Hammernick on the sack again.
Lipka was at the bottom there.
Pressure from both sides. Had nowhere to run.
4th down.
And the lights above us pretty much completely burned out right now.
I noticed that the worker was trying to replace one. I don't know how they're doing on the progress. We'll keep you posted.
It doesn't seem to be that big of a factor down on the field. I think it's pretty much just this region. And this is probably one of, well, it gets a South Milwaukee bounce. That punt went pretty much straight up in the air. Oak Creek once again going to have excellent field goal, starting position, excuse me. About the South Milwaukee 48.
Here's a good look at the Oak Creek fans that show their support each and every game for these Knights.
And what a full house we have tonight.
It is absolutely packed. I have never seen it this full here.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking about it. There's fans lined up all around the fence, up by the tennis courts, over by the scoreboard in the end zones. 122 yards officially for Jamal Butler at this point. Here's McCullough. He's looking to pass. Goes up top. Looks like Bates. Oh, what a catch by Stan Bates.
Wow.
Oh, what a play. From the 48 down to the 21. 27-yard completion by McCullough to Bates.
That is a very tough play to come back and adjust to the ball, stop your momentum, and reach back. That was
the cornerback for South Milwaukee had no idea where that ball was. McCullough does a beautiful job of hanging it up. Let's take a look at the replay on that. Here's McCullough dropping back, just lofts it up. Watch Bates make the adjustment. Oh, what a beautiful catch. But guess what? It's coming back. A flag is down on the play. Well, it'll go on the highlight tapes, but it won't show up in the box score now. I believe it was a hold. Did you see what the call was, Kevin?
I believe so.
I think it was a hold. You know, it's good to know that the passing game is there if Oak Creek needs it.
We're going back a long ways.
Yeah, this looks like it might have been a personal foul. This looks like a 15-yarder. I didn't see the foul occur. Personal fouls are usually pretty easy to spot out. However, I was watching the flight of the ball. Kevin, yeah, that's another thing that's going to be big in the playoffs is the ability to pass the ball. As you know, last year and the year before, you know, Creek has had to go to the air a little bit in the state championship. McCullough going right back to it. This time looking for the tight end.
Double coverage there, just overshot him.
Pass incomplete.
That's right. The past 2 years they have gone back to the pass in the playoffs and especially state game.
1997, Kevin Baker, who was then the quarterback, a senior at that time, set the WIAA Division I passing yardage record. I believe it was 172 he threw for. In the Division I championship, of course, that resulted in a 21-14 loss to Marshfield. And then Kevin last year, of course, the loss to DC Everest, 14-12, I believe was the final.
Both incredibly close games that could have gone either way as McCullough hands off to Butler, finds his way down the left side, up the middle.
Nice pickup for Jamal. It'll bring up a third down.
Up to the 42-yard line of Oak Creek.
Butler picked up 9 on that carry. It's going to be a 3rd and 20 here. 26-8 your score. 7 minutes and 30 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Calhoun hasn't gotten the ball much to start this second half.
I'm surprised. They usually split it up pretty well between the two. They've been using the fullback a lot, though.
Yeah. Jesse Carver, pretty much the equivalent of another halfback out there. Here's McCullough. He's going to pass. This time, he's going for Calhoun. Who's got it? Ryan Calhoun inside the 20.
McCullough's pass completed to number 2, Brian Calhoun.
Kevin, you and I know that Chase McCullough is a heck of a second baseman in baseball, but he is looking like many people think Tony Stouse. Tony Stouse-like here throwing the ball. Very accurate, right on target with his receivers.
Cook trying a little something different, going with the air attack here, proves to be working for the Oak Creek Knights.
Stouse, of course, the #1 quarterback prospect in the state of Wisconsin from Racine Horlick, who I was comparing him to right there. Chase right on target.
Calhoun beat his man and was wide open there. As he hands off to Butler.
This is
on
Butler.
The left side, gets hit, brought down
on the
by.
handoff.
But notice he does not go back on that hit, Kevin. Keeps driving forward.
Keep those legs moving. Try to pick up some extra yards after contact.
And there's a look at the night cheerleaders.
Oh.
Most of this crowd is stuck around, Kevin.
Yeah.
Why not? Not a blowout like we expected.
South Milwaukee, if they stop them here and drive back, they're right in this game. There's no letting down for the Rockets.
There's that big offensive line.
Oak Creek well known for their size on the line. Past 4 or 5 years.
Yeah. Here's the handoff to Butler again. Nice tackle in there by number 50.
Number 5, Butler on the inside handoff.
Chad Lidwin, I believe, made a nice tackle for South Milwaukee on that play.
34, Ron, the tackler.
With some help from Ron, number 34.
Michael Ron also assisted. 3rd and 5. Ball on the 9 of South Milwaukee. 5:45 left in the 3rd. Oak Creek looking to put a little bit more distance between themselves and South Milwaukee here. McCullough. Pitch to Calhoun outside. Calhoun turns the corner, lowers his shoulder, stayed on that feet.
Flag on the play, though.
There's a flag on the play. I don't think he made it into the end zone anyway.
It's in the area of holding, it looks like.
What a run by
Number
Calhoun.
2, Calhoun on the option.
Lowered his
Thrown on
shoulder.
the play.
And just
Zoom right into that person as close as you can.
buried into a South Milwaukee defender, stayed on his feet, made it down to around the 1 yard line. However, it's coming back, holding on Oak Creek.
That's twice this drive now that penalties have brought Oak Creek's big gains back. It's going to set up a 3rd and 15. As they step off the penalty, Oak Creek will have to work from their South Milwaukee 19 now. Senior receiver Stan Bates checks in.
Who has become a dangerous threat offensively.
3rd down on the
His defense has been excellent. He's
14-yard
recorded
line of South
a
Milwaukee.
few interceptions early on in this season. But offensively, he's shined here tonight. He's split wide to the right, top of your screen. McCullough's going for him. He's got it. Touchdown, Oak Creek. We had to wait
McCullough's pass completed to number 3,
for the official
Stan Bates
score,
for the
or
touchdown.
official signal from the ref. The middle referee came under from the goalpost and gave the signal touchdown. Let's take a look at the replay. McCullough drops back, beautiful loft. Look at Bates lay out. He must have just dragged the feet at the back of the end zone, Kevin.
That was one spectacular catch there. We couldn't really see from where we are if he caught it or not. He was in the back corner end zone, and South Milwaukee player's down.
That catch reminds me of a catch Desmond Howard made when he was at Michigan back in 1991.
There's a look at the ever optimistic fans here in Oak
Hey,
Creek.
and why not? Looking to go 6-0 tonight. Don't see anyone on the schedule in the near future that's going to stop this team from going undefeated in the regular season. And then, you're going to run into the powerhouses, though, in the playoffs. You're going to run into McGuanago. And we're just going to have to wait this out and see.
Fans tonight,
But I think this team's got the same magic the last two teams had. Whether or not they have that little extra to actually win it this year, that's going to be seen.
They have a lot of size, a lot of speed, and a lot of heart. Those are three things you need to.
Something every Oak Creek team has come to have in the last 3 years.
Let me tell you, Joe Cook has really turned this program around since he's been here.
Yeah. I mean, his first couple seasons are a little shaky, fluttered around the 500 mark, but you can't go wrong with his record the last 3 years. Only 3 losses in the last 3 seasons. None this year, 2 last year, and 1 in 97. The one in 97, the loss at the state championship game. Went into the game 13-0. Last year, went into that state championship game with 1 loss. The upset victory, the upset defeat to Muskego here at home. And then, of
One-point
course,
game, wasn't it?
Yeah, 17-16. And then, of course, the loss to DC Everest in the state championship. South Milwaukee player now being escorted off the field. And Oak Creek's going to go for 2 again. 34-8 your score with 4 minutes and 47 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. McCullough brings his troops to the line. He's had an unbelievable game. And he's keeping it again. He floats it. 2-point conversion is good to Ben. That's Buddy Jost.
Buddy Jost checked in.
I thought that was 89. That's 99, Buddy Jost.
They went with the 2 tight end formation there and found Jost in the right side of the end zone, standing by himself.
Kevin, that score looks a little better now, right?
Oh, let me tell you that we were a little worried up in the stands through the first half, but Oak Creek's starting to pull away. That fiery spirit that they have that I was talking about is beginning to show now.
Chase McCullough, 1 rushing touchdown, a 65-yarder, a 55-yard touchdown pass to Stan Bates, and then, Ron, what was the official yardage on that last touchdown pass? Around 15 yards or so to Bates?
I believe so.
Oh, another 15-yarder to Bates. Zenelovsky set the kick. And you got to think Zenelovsky's going to coming to be a big factor in the playoffs, Kevin. Something myself and you didn't get to have that bonus when we were calling games. Oak Creek didn't have the kicker that Zenilowski is. South Milwaukee, number of blockers, they're running behind it, but he's dragged down around the 20.
Swan returns the kickoff.
Ball spotted at the
20, Steve White,
27 of South Milwaukee.
First down, South Milwaukee on their own 27-yard line.
The number 1 defense still in for the Knights. Kevin, I would expect South Milwaukee to start to go to the air. I don't know if you saw the first drive of the game, but South Milwaukee, or first quarter of the game, South Milwaukee had a couple of nice passing routes, but their receiver was just unable to make the catches.
Number 35, Neil Baldwin on the carry there.
35, Baldwin, the ball carrier.
6 or so.
Gain of 5.
You're watching Channel 96, home of Blue Knight Productions. The station is based out of the high school TV class, run by Mr. Tom Stock, who was announcing with me earlier. Thomas, hands off again, stuffed up. Lipka in on the tackle, looks like. He's at the bottom of the pile. Kevin and I talked earlier about all the college recruits that have come out of Oak Creek, and there's a couple more on this team.
Keith Lipka is definitely one of them. He's going to be something that college is going to look for.
Only a junior, as is Jamal. The entire backfield, offensive backfield, will be back next year. Brian Calhoun, a sophomore this year. Chase, a junior, and Jamal, the junior. Jesse Carver, the fullback, a sophomore.
Very young but talented team.
Stuffed up behind the line of scrimmage once again is South Milwaukee. Kevin, guess who was there? Number 55, Keith Lipka, right in there leading the charge.
He is a powerhouse on this defense.
Kevin, when I look at Lipka, can't help but look at the size of him and think about the days Jake Sprague played here. Pretty much the same size, kind of the same build. And he's dominating the same way Sprague did when he was a junior. And great things ended up happening for him. Now a defensive end for the Wisconsin Badgers.
South Milwaukee's going to punt here.
Well, Creek's come close to blocking a couple. This ain't a bad punt. Rydell drops back, makes the grab, but he's hit immediately. Nice play by South Milwaukee's
Rydell receives the punt.
Matt Slayen.
Immediately by number 10, Swan.
Rydell lost his
Here's
footing there at
ticket
the end.
number in tonight's 50-50 raffle. Please check your ticket at this time.
Oak Creek will take
We'll have
over on
15
their own
minutes
35 and
claim
try to
your
march
prize
down and
at the quarterback
tack on a
club
few
table.
more.
9, 9, 9, 7, 5, 0. The winning ticket number again, 9, 9, 9, 7, 5,
Our
0.
statistician Ron, or Z as he likes to be called, has Butler at officially 136 so far tonight. Kevin, 136 yards.
That's amazing.
Here's a pitch to him outside. Oh,
Tries to cut it back, got back to about the original line of scrimmage.
nice job by South Milwaukee defenders dragging Butler down.
Number 5, Jamal Butler on the pitch.
Butler has
34, Ron
136
Tackler.
unofficially.
In the third quarter.
Once again, that winning ticket number.
Keeps this up, he's on his way to another 200-plus yard game.
There's a look at some of the fans that have stuck around here tonight. The homecoming dance is going to take place tomorrow night. Always a big event here at Oak Creek. But before you can have the dance, you got to win the football game. 2nd and 10 for the Knights. This is Jamal up the middle, still on his feet. Finally brought down.
It's going to be
Kevin,
about a half-yard short of the first down.
Kevin, I watched a number of the games last year, with you making the call, of course. And I've watched a couple of games this year. But tonight, Jamal Butler has really impressed me with his ability to stay on his feet and not go down.
That's right. Last year, he was known for the outside run.
The speed burst to the outside, yeah.
But I think he's really worked on it over the offseason. His leg strength.
He looks a lot stronger to me tonight than I've seen him. And that's something he's going to need eventually. Here's Brian Calhoun, the sophomore. He's looking to stay on his feet.
Almost broke the tackle there.
He does pick up the first down.
Brought down by Chad Lidwin, but not before
at their own
Oak Creek moves the
49-yard
chains
line.
once again as they cross into South Milwaukee territory.
Carver back into the game. Kevin Tim McWilliams, the sophomore transfer, has checked into the game at halfback for Jamal. He also plays quarterback, and he's come in a couple of games and given Chase a rest, and he's done a very good job. This is McCullough keeping it, staying on his feet. Nice job by Chase, and he gets upended. Tough hit. Chase
Chase is
looks
a
like,
tough guy, though.
looks like he got bent backwards a little. He pounces right back up, as you mentioned. He's a tough guy.
That was a great job of him keeping his balance and staying on his feet, picking up something that was almost nothing.
This past summer, Chase set a Oak Creek Knights baseball record. He was hit by a pitch, but I believe 15 times
15
this
times,
past
that's
season.
right.
He's the leadoff hitter, and as we mentioned, an first team all-conference second base as a sophomore.
Prize of $486.
On the state champion or state qualifying Oak Creek Knights baseball team that Kevin was a member of, and myself, I was an assistant coach, and it was great to be a part of that this past summer.
That was a great experience playing with a lot of quality guys like Chase McCullough.
Yeah.
We do have a winner.
And it's a program that is also on the rise and has been the last couple of years. The baseball program here at Oak Creek last year under first-year coach Peter Dooley. And not a bad first year. He takes the team to the state tournament for the first ever time in the school's history. And a lot of success on the way for that program as well. Pretty much the way this Oak Creek football program. Not to that level just yet, but may be there someday. There's your score, 36-8, as we start the fourth quarter.
On a cool and crisp night here in Oak Creek, as some fans are looking at, hey, maybe it's time to beat the traffic and take off.
It is a full house here tonight.
Which will help me getting out later. So go ahead and leave, folks.
It's been a good experience thus far.
But not the students. The students will stick around.
Well,
maybe not those guys.
Always enjoy coming back for homecoming. The atmosphere is great. As, you know, almost every home game is great. Just a little something extra at homecoming night. And football team's putting on a show thus far. I'm going to give South Milwaukee credit, though. They stuck around longer than I thought they would. Their defense played pretty well in that first half. We got a 2nd down and 6 to open the 4th. McCullough on the keeper. McCullough to the outside. He's going to go. Chase McCullough again. 46 yards for Chase McCullough. What a game he is having. Kevin, that's the 4th touchdown that Chase has contributed to. 2 through the air and 2 on the ground.
He's having the game of his life.
Yeah,
tonight.
he is. There's a shot of the Oak Creek cheerleaders. We apologize for that little spanning of the camera. Chase McCullough now has 124 yards on the ground. Zenolofsky's kick is good.
Zenolofsky's extra point attempt is good.
We're going to take a look at that touchdown run by Chase McCullough here.
Chase gone. 4 carries, 124 yards for Chase McCullough. That's a pretty nice average.
Yes, it is.
There you see your score, 41-8. And South Milwaukee's getting ready to start the bus, Kevin. You know, it's last year and the year before, Kevin Baker and Jeremy Carls excelled in this offense. Both very quick quarterbacks. You know, I'm not taking anything away from Chase, but Carls and Baker, I think, were faster than Chase. And they were able to break long runs. And thus far this season, we haven't seen that from Chase until tonight, and he's busted out in a big way.
Another scrub kick. South Milwaukee takes it up the left side, met by a whole host of Knights.
They're going to get good field position here, though, Kevin.
86 Francis returning the kickoff.
Start about the 43 or so.
Yeah.
The ball is on the South Milwaukee 42-yard line.
Brings on the ever-tough Knights defense, led by 55.
Keith Lipka, Matt Hammernick. Take your pick. Nick Rohr, Josh Carver, hardest hitter in the history of Oak Creek football in my mind. That kid can hit. South Milwaukee, they go up the middle. Picked up a couple. You know, you almost got to think South Milwaukee's got to start to open it up, though, through the air, Kevin.
Williams, the ball
Yeah, unless
pick up a free.
their coach, Coach Kanaki, has already decided that this one's over. You know, maybe they'll try to run some plays and maybe help them for next week or whatnot. But if they want to win this game, they have to go to the air now. Not enough time. I mean, 11 minutes, but that might not be enough. It was a nice run by Osowski, I believe.
Yes, it was.
32, J.M. Williams.
Oh, that was
the ball
J.M.
carrier.
Williams. Excuse me.
First down, South Milwaukee. Tackle made by number 7, Welch.
It's tough to see sometimes from our station up here who exactly the ball carrier is. I mean, we've seen Butler run, we've seen Calhoun run, so we can kind of tell by their style of who's got the ball. But as for South Milwaukee, we really haven't seen them much, so you'll have to excuse us if we miss who has the ball once in a while.
98, Rohr on the tackle.
Nick Rohr, the sophomore, in on the tackle on that play. 41-8.
32, Williams, the ball carrier.
They can't keep track.
Just about 10.5 minutes left in this 1999 homecoming game. And it's been a good one.
36.
If you're a Knights fan. South Milwaukee is also part of our listening audience, I believe.
They haven't noticed it yet.
Looks like half the line didn't know what the snap count was on that play. Thomas got the ball and he really wasn't ready for it. Center had an early snap, I believe.
Picked up a couple of yards on it. I'll bring up a 3rd and 8 now for the Rockets.
You know, South Milwaukee's going to go out of this game, Kevin. You know, and that's going to be a loss and just another loss. But, you know, there were some positives in that first half that I think they're going to be able to focus on and maybe help them the rest of the way.
They play a lot of teams in this conference the way they played us tonight the first half.
They'll win most of those games.
That's right.
Thomas with a rifle pass intended for number 16, Lucas Belter. But he was hit by a swarm of Knights as he threw that ball. And South Milwaukee's going to be forced to punt here.
Receiver, 4th down.
Kevin, homecoming's always a good time for all the alumni to come back, and it gives yourself and me and yourself to get back into the booth, and I enjoy it, and I know everyone loves coming home to their high school.
A lot of people look forward to this, and when you got
good, Rydell got leveled. I'm going to be surprised if he gets up right away.
I'm sorry, folks, but you just can't do that. That's going to be a 15-yard penalty on that one.
He got up, but what a hit and what a stupid foul by whoever that was on South Milwaukee. You have got to know the rules of the game, and obviously that wasn't the case there because he leveled him. He knew Rydell didn't have the ball yet, but he just laid him out anyway. I have no idea what he was thinking, Kevin.
That kind of playing is how people get hurt.
Yeah, it is.
And it's just not called for. But South Milwaukee will pay the price here in the form of yards.
Kevin, we've been informed by our executive producer, Tom Stock, that we should start thinking about our Pop-Tart player of the game. I never have officially given out a Pop-Tart player of the game. I know you guys started that tradition last year. Whoa, this is a big penalty.
This will start Oak Creek at the Rocket
Milwaukee
40.
Wow. That's more than a 15-yarder.
That is, what is it, a half the distance of the goal?
Oh, actually, they backed South Milwaukee up.
I see.
They got a punt again. South Milwaukee will punt again. Let's see if Rydell can actually catch this one. He does. About an 8-yard return for Rydell.
Riddell returns the punt.
Well, when you talk about Pop-Tart players of the game, only one name comes to mention tonight, and that's Chase McCullough.
Without
He's
a
had
doubt.
Stellar performance tonight.
Butler's had his usual, 100 plus yards, but Chase McCullough has been unbelievable on the ground and through the air. Unless he fumbles about 4 times in the next 9 minutes,
I'd still give it to him.
I'd still probably give it to him anyway. He has had one heck of a ball game, and he'll probably tell you it's the game of his life.
And it looks like he's maybe done for the
Yeah,
game.
he is, and there is the sophomore Tim McWilliams, who is in the ball game.
Do you know where he came from?
I believe it's Tosa East. I'm not positive. I believe he was at Wauwatosa East High School last year and has thus moved to Oak Creek.
Greenwell, the tackler.
That's a good thing to have, especially when it comes around playoff time, is another quarterback that's gotten some playing time over the games, just in case some unfortunate thing would ever happen to Chase,
His
which we
name-
don't want to see. But
Correct me on, it's Tim Williams. I said Mick Williams. I apologize. It's Tim Williams, the sophomore quarterback.
5'11", 176, it says here.
This is the give to Carver, and he's stacked up. He took some hard hits on that play.
Play never really developed. The Rockets got good penetration in there. And
Jesse Carver, as we mentioned, the younger brother of Josh Carver, both baseball players. Josh, a member of the state qualifying team, and Jesse, a member of the JV team as a freshman. And he's got a bright future in the program as well.
looking for him to step up maybe to the varsity level as an outside outfielder.
Outside outfield, left.
Combine a little football and baseball lingo here.
There you go. Hey, we're not perfect up here.
Hey,
Never claimed to be. 3rd and 3 for the Knights on a 46. Williams gives the Butler. He picks up the first down.
Number 5, Jamal Butler, the
Some
ball
change.
carrier.
Pick up a 5, I believe.
Tackle made
that
by
should put him
number
over the
20,
150
Drummer.
mark for the
With
game.
help from 25, Greenwell. 1st and 10, Oak Creek, just inside the 50-yard line.
Just about 8 minutes left to play here tonight. October 1st night here in Oak Creek. As Oak Creek has turned in another stellar performance.
It's been an enjoyable game to watch. A little shaky in that first half, but I saw what I wanted to see in the second half. First down for the Knights. Williams drops back the pass. Going over the middle. Oh, what a catch.
That
I mean, was it an interception?
no, it was a reception at number 83.
I thought it was a
Eric Dillon, a junior.
Eric Dillon with an unbelievable catch. South Milwaukee, I think, thought they had an interception. We're going to get a look at the replay here. Let's take a look exactly what happened. Here's Williams over the middle. Watch this catch, reaching over the defender. What a grab by Eric Dillon. Williams underthrew it a little bit, but great adjustment. Sean Caston at the bottom of your screen has entered the game. Here's Williams at the outside.
Keeps
Looks to
himself.
keep it. Nice pickup.
Williams on the keeper down to the 10. Stop made by number 16, Belter, with help from 25, Greenwell.
Word has it that
Second down,
another
1.
draft pick for last year, number 89, Dan Galuski, was coming back tonight and was good friends with Dan back in high school.
I talked about Dan earlier, and when I was mentioning the number of Division I players, I'm gonna be down in Northwestern tomorrow to check out Minnesota versus Northwestern, where another Oak Creek alumni, John Michaels, makes his return to the starting lineup at defensive end for Minnesota after he was out with a neck injury. But he'll be starting tomorrow night. He's a
Number
senior now.
55, Robinson,
Also
the tackler.
on the defensive line for Minnesota is Dyron Russ. Now, Kevin, is it official that Dan is being redshirted, or is he? I know he suits up for the games, I believe. I mean, and is it just emergency?
Yes, he's redshirting, and
Okay.
if he needs it, then he'll lose his redshirt status. I
So
believe he's
so he does
third-string
suit
tight
up.
end.
He does suit up for the games.
Correct, for
And,
home games, yes.
But he will, recover his redshirt status as long as he does not play in any plays.
That's right.
Well, that's good to see. Dan only played the 1 year of
Number 8,
football
Williams on the
last year.
keeper.
Actually,
Is
he
that-
did play freshman and sophomore.
Oh, he did play
took
freshman.
a
Oh, he
little
took-
hiatus junior
he took
year,
the
but
junior year off.
but then
Okay.
due to some recruitment by Joe Cook and some talks from his fellow guys, he came out senior year and was a vital piece for the Knights last year.
Jamal Butler trying to get the fans riled up. They want another score. Jamal and Oak Creek love to put the points on the board.
Well, they better get some more. I got money riding on this game. Oak Creek by 35, so.
It's 4th and 1. Here we go. This is Jamal. I don't know if he got it. It's all going to depend on the spot
Number
here.
5, Butler on the handoff.
He got met by a whole host of Rockets, and
We're going to take a look at the spot
Number
here.
50, Lidwin, the tackler,
Looks like
with help from 71.
he got it.
Komarsa.
I don't even think they're going to measure here.
First down, Oak Creek.
1st and goal for the Knights from the 9.
49 package in at fullback for the Knights.
With that run, Butler eclipses the 150-yard barrier tonight. Unofficially, of course.
got a little change up in the backfield. Number 49, Brian Takash, is in, a junior.
Also a member of the JV baseball team
That's not good.
this past summer. And we got a false start on the Knights here.
Well, look at it this way. I'll give them more room if they want to pass.
Always thinking positive, Kevin.
Oh, you got it.
That's going to back Oak Creek up to the 14. Butler's still in there. Jesse Carver coming back into your screen there at the top. Calhoun still in there. Not a very big night for Brian Calhoun. He has only 24 yards unofficially.
That's the thing with this Oak Creek offense. That one night, one guy will have a big performance, and the next, you don't know who's going to really step up.
Yeah, however, the majority of this year, they both have been over 100 yards most of the time. Jamal Butler. Oh, what a run by Jamal Butler. Breaking tackles. He is unbelievably strong, Kevin. He just ran through 2 or 3 South Milwaukee defenders with ease.
We saw it again, that once he got initially hit, he just kept those feet moving, high-stepped a bit, and found himself in the end zone.
3 defenders tried to tackle Jamal Butler on that play. Let's take a look at the replay. Just an unbelievable run. Here it is. Watch this right here. Boom! And he's through. Zenilowski for the point after. High snap. McCullough gets it down, and it's good.
Zenilowski's extra point attempt is good. The score, Oak Creek 48, South Milwaukee 8.
Puts Butler at around 164 yards for the night as most of the fans start to get out of here. 50-8, your score. That is Butler's 3rd touchdown of the night. Kevin, Jamal's making our Pop-Tart player of the game choice a little more difficult, but I'm still leaning towards Chase at this point, who has checked out of the ball game now, as we mentioned, in favor of Tim Williams.
Jamal Butler's pretty sick of Pop-Tarts by now after last year and already this year, so we'll spread the wealth a bit.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to go with Chase McCall. No offense, Jamal.
Yeah, my Pop-Tart vote goes to Chase McCullough as well. 50-8.
As Oak Creek's ready to kick off here.
I think we had the wrong score on the screen for you. There's going to be a face mask flag in there, Kevin. Somebody grabbed a hold of number 10, Slayton's face mask.
Once again, I think the
returned the kickoff.
Knights are getting a little too fired up now and
Yeah.
reaching in and grabbing whatever they can get a hold of, and it's going to cost them on this play.
The score is 48-8. We had 50-8 on the screen a couple of minutes ago. 48-8. With 4 minutes left in the ball game, Oak Creek's going to improve to 6-0 overall, 3-0 in conference play. South Milwaukee's going to go to 2-4. And Oak Creek's going to go to 4-0 in the conference. Excuse me. South Milwaukee's going to go to 1-3. So
keeper.
Here's Thomas on the keeper. He's tackled behind the line by, looks like Hammernick. Yep, number 9, Matt Hammernick. And
Hammernick the tackler on the
Dudzik
play.
also in on the.
Jeff Dudzik also in on the play.
Jeff Dudzik, the Slaw. What more do I have to
Nickname Slaw. Jeff had an injury, so his playing time has been limited. But it's good to see him in there tonight. Homecoming game, his senior year, making a play.
say? Also a fellow baseball player.
Lost a yard on the play. And here's a big run. Is that Oselski running over?
Brought down by Andy
Voigt.
Voigt with some help from Steve Wykes.
Third down 5.
You can correct
We just got word from the executive producer that the score is actually 50-8. They have it wrong on the official scoreboard, but we got it right here at Channel 96. So
Except for me, who said they were wrong. So I apologize.
hey, that's all right. That's why we're only on local cable.
Getting late into the night, and
That's right.
I'd like to take this opportunity to thank Blue Knight Productions for once again having myself back, and Kevin, I'm sure you'd like to do the same. It's always a pleasure to come back.
On that last play.
Sometimes a lot of
Taylor,
people,
the tackler.
they go away from high school, they forget about high school, but I always enjoy coming back and doing this game, the homecoming game, kind of become a tradition. And
It's good to get back in the old booth and
Williams on the handoff.
get back to work.
And officially,
51,
the votes are
Taylor,
in.
Number 9, Hammernick on the tackle.
We have announced that Chase McCullough is officially our Pop-Tart player of the game. There he is, number 4, the junior quarterback. Once again, his numbers. Chase threw 2 touchdown passes to Stan Bates, as well as carrying the ball 4 times for 124 yards and 2 touchdowns. Just an explosive night for Chase, as here is Oselski dragging a number of Oak Creek players. Some hard hits going out on the field right now.
on the handoff.
Those defensive back substitutes getting in, and they want to make some plays. This is their time to show what they can do.
First down, South
As we're
Milwaukee.
approaching the minute mark here,
Ball on the Oak Creek 36.
fans are trickling out. Scott, I just want to say it's been a pleasure working with you here
Yeah.
at South Milwaukee.
Thomas
Girls
going
Next
deep. Broken up nicely by Woj. Okay, go ahead, Kevin.
I was looking forward to doing this game with you, and I heard that you'd also be doing the game. And it's been a lot of fun, and hopefully we'll do it again next year.
Yeah,
There's a good look at Mike Wojciechowski, number 34, the big team little me number that he wears.
in honor of a great person who died a couple years ago, Steve Sawinski. Every year that number is given out to the person most dedicated and most team-oriented, and a good football player at that. Steve died when he was a
25,
sophomore.
Greenwell on the
Very good
handoff.
friend of mine, and he would be very proud to know that Mike Wojciechowski
Timeout, South
now wears
Milwaukee.
the number 34.
Brings up a third
A
down.
real
and
honor
2.
to
And
be able
Cook,
to wear.
and Cook does a good job of choosing those players. Last year's Lauren Allen, who wore it well,
First down.
and
Year before, Keith Pluto.
Keith Pluto, my senior year. Steve was a great player, and his legacy lives on in this program and continues to be a driving force, I do believe. About 22 seconds officially on the clock for you in the 4th quarter.
The
There's a
fans
couple of fans that have stuck around. If we can get them in focus for you, there they are.
singing the ever famous "Na na na na, hey hey
Hey,
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 goodbye," which Scott and I, could sing for you, but we want to keep as many viewers as possible. So
As many of those that there are of you out
that's
there.
right, all you people listening.
Thomas gonna keep it. He's looking, he throws, incomplete.
Thomas's pass incomplete.
Clock
Defended
continues
by
to run,
number
and that's gonna do it,
20,
Kevin.
Hoff, the intended receiver.
Successful. Yeah, spit that out there. Win for the Knights. I guess South Milwaukee's used the timeout here.
Another good showing
Yeah.
as Oak Creek extends its past 3 years have outscored South Milwaukee, I believe.
Let's see, 22 to nothing. Then it was
113 to 11, I believe.
Yeah. Yeah, that's correct. That sounds about right. Kevin, he isn't even a math major at the University
right.
of Wisconsin-Oshkosh.
Thanks
But
to
the
my
boy-
handy calculator.
The boy is quick. As we mentioned, Oak Creek should remain the top spot in the state ranking, or the area ranking poll for sure. In the coaches poll, I don't know if you know this, Kevin. I talked about this earlier. They're ranked number 1 by the coaches. However, they're ranked number 2 in the state by the Journal Sentinel. Not a big deal to Coach Cook and the players. Not a big deal at all. Ranked in the top 20 in the entire Midwest, and the accolades will continue to roll on throughout the season.
The final play here.
Here comes.
Pressure's on though. He's going to get hit.
He's going to run, and that's going to do it.
A fitting way to end this game is Oak Creek
The Oak
goes 6-0 overall.
Oak Creek Knights continue to roll, and I look forward to seeing them in the playoffs and the rest of the way. Hoping they can go all the way and finally get that state championship for Oak Creek.
Thank you.
Your final here tonight, homecoming night, 50-8, Oak Creek over the South Milwaukee Rockets. I'm Scott Holler.
I'm Kevin DeWitt.
Ladies and gentlemen, we thank you for watching this production this Blue Knight production, and hope that you continue to tune in the rest of the season.
And thanks
Good night.
for turning us on.
Good night, everybody.